Now I look like I've been crying. I did cry a little bit. I watched that last video and it was kind of hard to watch. I always proof them after and delete them if I don't like what I said, but yeah, that was hard to watch. So, yep, I go through my day, and I haven't even mentioned anything about numbness, because numbness is also terrible. My hand that I mentioned went numb about 2 years ago, is still very numb and progressively getting worse. My left hand is also now numb. Not to the point of this one, it's still, but it is decreased. If I get a cut on it, I don't feel it. I feel like momentary pins, like feeling like there's something wrong with it, but then I don't really feel a whole lot with it, which has made my job a little bit more difficult. I have these telemetry leads that you have to like blindly go under and really feel where they are, and I really struggle with that, and just feeling things in my pockets. Very decreased, and I can't feel like my kid's hair anymore, which is hard for me because there's a lot with touch. Touch makes you feel good. But I have noticed that I have decreased sensation in my legs too. When I go swimming, I can't feel the water like I used to, and I try not to think back to how it used to be, because that makes you sad and you don't want to do that. But yeah, just the feeling isn't there anymore. I miss it. I feel dizzy in the pool. Swimming, I thought, would be a really good exercise for me, but I can't for very long because I get dizzy. And then if I go with my kids, I think it'd be better for myself, but if I go with my kids, I have to bend a lot to put their socks on because they're wet in their pants, and so I have to dress them. And so my symptoms afterwards get very bad, to the point where I just want to go home and sleep. And then I get dizzy in the pool. It must be just, I get dizzy when I move my head a lot too, which has worsened since the last surgery, so that kind of ruled that out for exercise for now. I could try it again in a couple months to see how it goes. I used to walk. That's my main source of exercise. But now when I walk, I feel dizzy. More dizziness. So walking, especially to push myself to get my heart rate, well, my heart rate should be up anyway, but to get the physical exercise, it's more difficult for me to do. So I have, I feel gain weight because I can't exercise, and I've been eating a lot, everybody eats when they want to feel happy. So I have gained some weight, but I'm currently on a diet, and I've done good so far. I've been eating healthy and watching my foods and trying to take walks and progressing that. So that's been getting better, but I can't do any, exercise equipment anymore because I have a large syrinx, and we all know how this hand went numb. I feel like if I exercise, something else could go numb drastically, and not just that progressive numbness that I've been experiencing, but the sudden numbness is a lot harder than the progressive numbness, because when you have feeling and function and it goes away, it's very devastating. It's hard to. I'm just getting adjusted to my little phantom hand. What you do, you get used to it, and it's livable. I try not to think in the past anymore, and I just try to progress, past that, which sometimes you can't. You have to have a pity party and cry over your little lost hand. But I try not to do that anymore. It's just gotta go forward. So yeah, numbness is hard. The neuralgia is hard after the surgeries. My scalp is ultra sensitive and a little numb still. So ponytails are hard. Everybody was like, "You have your hair down a couple days," and it's because I can't stand it. some days I just can't stand anything in my hair, and it hurts my scalp. And so that's a secondary issue. And I think the neuralgia actually triggers more headaches too. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. It's such a mysterious disorder. And then nerve. I feel like bees are stinging me in random parts of my body all the time. Some days are worse than others, so if I focus on it, then it's worse. But yeah, just like little stings. You know, it could be on my back, it could be my legs. So I think that's just the progressive nerve damage. You know, since I can't feel water, you know, anytime I put my hand in water, I have stingy sensation. I can't really feel hot and cold anymore in my hands and my lower legs too. When I take a bath to relax, it's kind of ends up being more of an eye-opener of how much I have lost sensory-wise in my lower legs and my arms. I still have feeling in my torso, which is good. I feel this. Maybe not as much either. I don't know anymore. And then ringing my ears hasn't been bad. I haven't had that feeling of the full ears. That's good. Just when it's quiet, I do notice like a low tone ringing sometimes. My neck's not cracking as much. I've got good range of motion, so that's a positive. That is getting better. Yeah. So, and then pretty much to end of the day, I go home. I'm tired. I'm fatigued. I could probably have slept all day, but I don't. I don't sleep because I've got stuff to do. Except for when my husband's home, I take advantage. I'm like, I haven't taken a nap forever, so if he's home, then I'll take a nice nap and feel a little bit better when I wake up with the headache. So going to bed is the worst also. Not that I actually feel, you know, usually I'm fatigued and I'm tired and I really want to go to bed, but I know once I crawl in that bed, like, the hell begins. Because sleeping is a huge issue right now. I've tried my pillow, I've tried chiropractic cervical pillows, I've tried my head on a wedge, I've tried multiple pillows, I've tried every position known to man. I've tried sleeping in a recliner. I've tried everything except for sleeping in like a zero gravity zone, floating in space, which I think would feel great. So I start out on my right side. I'm doing my pillow right now, and that helped for a couple days just to get a different position. When I sleep on my right side, my right hand is already numb, but it goes progressively more numb and contracted. And then my arm goes numb. And then my right leg goes numb, starting from my toes all the way up to my leg. So I can maybe stay in the right position when I'm going to sleep for about 5 minutes. And then I switch to my left. And on the left, I get a headache, an increasing headache. I feel a pulsating in my head, and you can feel the nerves, and all my nerves and my whole back and my body just bounce. And so, but my numbness gets better on the right side, so I chill out on that side for another 5 minutes or so and let myself get progressively more tired, even though those symptoms, and I sometimes feel short of breath on that side too, which, you know, I think is, I don't know if it's related or just, I don't know. And so, but then also my left side starts to go more numb on that side, and my left arm, and so I switch again to more of my right side, but my back, and then my whole body goes numb at that position. And then I repeat each one until I progressively get tired enough to pass out. What happens during the night, I don't know. All I know is I wake up for brief snippets and I'm going from side to back to side to back to side throughout the night. I feel like I sleep, but obviously I feel like I toss and turn a lot. And then if I actually sleep, or what I think sleep, and I stay in the same position all night, I think I pay for it in the morning, because my symptoms in the morning are worse. So going to sleep causes me a lot of fear. I know that I won't wake up the same person, and that's hard. So I don't want to go to sleep. I do believe I need a sleep study, because I feel my chest is heavy a lot, and I don't know if that's just, I don't feel anxious at the time, but maybe it is anxiety, or it's just my heart palpitates, or it's the spinal fluid being blocked when I sleep, that the brainstem has a lot to do with respiratory and sleep cycles and heart rate control. So maybe I'm having a lot of pod symptoms while I sleep too. So, and then from the previous video how I wake up, and that's how I repeat every day. Some days, of course, those symptoms are lessened and it's easier to get through, and then some days not so much. Numbness can be bad one day, headaches not so bad. But then usually the next day the headaches are bad and the numbness is improved. There's no consistency with Chiari. But I feel like I could just some days give up, and then I'm like, nope, I love being a nurse. I love my kids and my husband and my family keep me going. Got so much to go for. It just takes a little bit more effort. I'll probably delete this video. But it's helping, I think, just because I don't let anybody know this. This is, except for my husband. He's seen this quite a few times. So I'm gonna hope for the best. Hope that Dr. Oro knows, or has an insight into how things can be better. Thank you.